this will be a great fight. I think Mayweather has a technique, has a intelligence. Maidana is a strong fighter. Maybe it's a easy fight for Mayweather because Mayweather likes to fight with fighters want to do pressure, you know. And I think that people will see a great fight.
Mayweather.
Mayweather? Shawn, do you think Mayweather too, or?
I think Mayweather. I think it's going to be a different fight than we've seen before.
Different fight, how so?
He's going to do more of what we thought he would do the first time. He'll be quicker, better defense, more punches, and I think he'll handle Maidana.
Ken, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he'll come much better than he did the first time. I don't know the reason why he held back in the beginning of the fight, but I'm sure he'll be much sharper in this next fight.
I think it's going to be a great fight. It was an awesome fight the first time, and I think it's going to be even more explosive fight this time. I got to go with my man Mayweather. Man, you know, I think he did a great job into adapting to the later rounds. Even though Maidana, they definitely had a game plan. They came hard, and nobody expect less from Maidana. I think he's going to come even harder this time, due to the fact he was almost successful in that fight. After that fight, you know, I automatically said, oh, that's definitely rematch. And I think both of the guys, I think Maidana definitely deserved the rematch for that, because most of the time for fights, you already know you already know by the time of the 12th round who's the winner. This fight right here, it was like, so I'm excited about this one. But I think Floyd is definitely gonna. He know what lies at hands now. He know what Maidana's gonna bring, and I think he's gonna be able to adjust a little bit quicker and faster this time. But on the other hand, Maidana may bring more tricks. You know, he definitely has the power. He definitely has the motivation, ability to do what he got to do. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Again, if you're a betting man, you can't bet against the pound-for-pound best of our era, Floyd Mayweather. But if anyone's gonna upset him, Maidana's the man. So it's a toss-up fight. I think Maidana prepared well. I think you're always a better fighter once you come in the second time around, especially with the same guy. So I'm very intrigued to watch the fight, to be honest with you. I think if Maidana applied the pressure that he applied in the beginning for the duration of the fight, we may have a different outcome. But if I'm a betting man, you got to bet with Mayweather.
When you have a fighter that can adjust, I mean, he might go into the same area he went into before, because, you know, to lure a tiger into the cage, you put his prey in there. So you bait him in there. So and usually when you bait them in there, that's where they get trapped. So he has the ability to set traps in the areas that the other fighter wants to be in. So I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd knocked him out with his back against the ropes, you know, because he has that ability to set a trap where the other guy really wants to be, truly. So we'll see how it turns out.
I mean, they can look for that rabbit punch. They can look for that. You know, them skydivers, bam! Them skydivers coming from Maidana. You know, honestly, man, I just really hope that this fight is a different fight. I don't want to see the same performance. I admire Floyd and all that he does in the world of boxing and in the sport of boxing. He's an Olympian, and that's what I want to see. I want to see his Olympic side. I want to see what made him who he is today and why he's so undefeated, and it's because people have a hard time touching him. So this time I hope that he uses that movement and really frustrates Maidana Saturday night.
Now, a guy that moves a lot, Floyd Mayweather getting a rematch against Marquez Maidana. What do you feel about that, and how is it going to play out?
Well, for Floyd, it makes sense because, you know, they must have did okay pay-per-view buys back. You know, there's controversy. He could figure him out the first couple rounds. He figured him out the second half of the fight. He'll beat him easy this time, because Maidana got nothing different. There's nothing different Maidana could do. Floyd could do a lot of things different. I would hope Robert Garcia would tell Maidana, you know, the same punch that knocked out Broner over the top, that right hand over the top, that he did the first 2 rounds against Floyd, that was giving Floyd problems. But about the 4th to 5th round, Floyd figured it out. So what do? You should feint, come to the side. Feint. Why didn't Robert tell him, you know, feint, and then come from the side? I would hope they do something different. I don't know if he knows how to do anything different, but I hope they would. Look, the only way Maidana had a chance of winning is what he did. He made it ugly. you got to make it an ugly fight, in which he did. So it made it interesting, made it controversial, but he lost the fight. I think Floyd beats him easy this time.
Yo digo que Mayweather esta vez le va a ganar. Le va a ganar más fácil porque la vez pasada, yo digo que la primera vez para mí perdió Mayweather, pero se la dieron. Pero yo creo que Mayweather ahora le va a usar la cabeza, yo creo que ahora le va a boxear porque a Maidana cuando le boxean, él no sabe qué hacer. Y eso es lo que, porque Mariana va a venir lo mismo. Él va a venir lo mismo. Yo creo que Mayweather pues lo va a boxear, lo va a boxear, lo va a fajar y le va a decir muchas cosas.
You know, that fight is a very intriguing one. It was a close fight. I think now both fighters know each other, so it's going to be a better fight because they'll be better prepared. They know what to expect. I think you'll see more punches and probably a knockdown.
Knockdown? On whose part?
And I'm not a psychic, but I just envision. I don't know which one goes down because I don't think neither one has been down before. So I'm excited about that rematch.
What did you think about the first fight? Because I know a lot of people thought that Maidana won. A lot of people thought that Floyd was dominant.
They thought Maidana won because it went the distance, because it was a tougher fight than we expected. I mean, I expected Mayweather to blow away, but Maidana is a force to be reckoned with, and we'll see.
Bueno, quiero que gane Maidana, quiero que gane el chino Maidana, quiero que gane Argentina. Es una pelea difícil, dificilísima. Lo bueno de todo esto es que un boxeador argentino se está enfrentando al mejor boxeador de todos los pesos de los últimos 10 o 15 años y se enfrenta con chances muy claras, de poder ganar el combate. Ojalá que así pueda ser. Yo voy a estar alentando.
How do you see it going, and who do you think will win tomorrow night?
I see this fight being pretty sort of brutally one-sided. I think I was there ringside for their last fight, and I thought Maidana put on a gallant effort in the early part of the fight, but once Mayweather got into his groove and got into his rhythm, it was pretty one-sided. I only had Maidana winning, I think it was like 3 or 4 of the rounds tops. This time round, I don't see him winning 1 or 2. This time I know Mayweather's taking this fight very, very seriously. First time round he maybe just assumed he'd find a way easy, but this guy had some nice angles on his right hand. Instead of throwing it at his chin, he was throwing it at the top of Mayweather's head and throwing his shots down. It's quite an unorthodox way to throw a punch, and I don't think Mayweather had experienced that in sparring in the lead-up, so it was kind of shocked him early doors. But he knows what he's bringing now. You know, Maidana's not going to bring anything more than he brought the first time round. But Mayweather's going to adjust, and this is going to be a boxing masterclass.
How would you fight Mayweather if you had to coach somebody to fight someone like him? Would you fight him the style how Maidana did, or would you have a completely different approach?
I'd try a shotgun. I think that's the only way to beat him in the ring, is literally just to shoot him in both legs, and then knock him out. I think that's the only way.
He might still shoulder roll.
Way he probably slip it. It's quick enough. I don't know, to be honest. You know, he's got a sort of a perfect style.
Yeah.
He hasn't shown. The only time he's shown any kind of vulnerability maybe is in the last fight. A couple of he got hit with a big shot against Zab Judah, against Shane Mosley. These are just one punches here and there. But what people don't realise about Floyd is he's got a great chin. On top of all that skill, on top of all that movement, reflexes, he can take your best shot. You know, the shot that Mosley hit him with would have knocked out 90% of the people in the division. But he took it.
Close,
he didn't even touch down. He kind of bent down and came back up and recovered, held him, recovered. And I think that's what ultimately separates, you know, the very, very good from the great, is having the full package, having very high marks in. Or if you had a list of all the different attributes one needs to be a successful fighter: punch resistance, speed, defense, offense. You know, you need mobility, reflexes, timing. How many of those with Mayweather would you give less than a 9? I can't think of any. No, he does everything very well. There's not one particular punch he can't throw. He can throw combinations. He can stand in front of you and not. Yeah, he can do everything. So he's definitely a living great, and there's not many of them around.
Honestly, it's an interesting fight. You know why? Chino here, I think he had really good preparation for this fight, and I think so. I used the same style the first fight, and Floyd Mayweather, I think so. He know the people. He know Floyd Mayweather have a good strategy all the time for the fight, and I think so. Floyd Mayweather have a plan for this fight. For the second, I have a really perfect strategy for the fight.
Who are you picking?
I don't know. It's interesting, you know, when you have a power in the hands, and Chino Maidana have a power in the head, the fight he turn around, you know. And one punch in the fight he turn around. The problem is the connect and this punch. I don't know. It's interesting.